Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Christina from Our Wood Home. As you can tell from the title of this video, we are continuing our Proverbs 31 study series, this week with verse 21. So let's get right into that and discuss how this applies to us as modern women. The verse reads, "She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet." This verse seems pretty straightforward. When it snows, the Proverbs 31 woman is ready with red clothes for her family, right? Maybe not quite. As someone who enjoys making clothes and knit items, I like this verse. To me, it speaks of preparedness for the harsher seasons. I think that is what this verse emphasizes. I did some research to see what else I could learn about this particular verse. I consulted several online versions of biblical commentaries, and they had some interesting notions about the word scarlet used here. My first thought was that it literally meant red items, which maybe signified a wealthy status. I know purple garments were costly, so I assume other rich hues, such as red, would be as well. Research shows that this theory is correct, but Proverbs 31:21 does not refer to garments dyed red. From what I gather, and keep in mind, I'm not a biblical scholar, but I have done research to the best of my abilities. The word scarlet here is not synonymous with the color red. In early manuscripts, the word used here meant double layer. So her household was clothed with enough appropriate layers to stay warm in the cold climate. It is worth noting that some commentaries suggested this verse was, in fact, referencing brightly colored clothing because it is to show us that the Proverbs 31 woman wanted her family to look nice. Admittedly, I dislike this theory because I think about how my husband would probably rather be wearing cozy layers of clothing that are warm in the winter instead of a few pieces that look trendy and stylish. And I'm the same way. For the rest of this video, I'm going to assume the first theory about the double layer is most accurate. That's not just me picking and choosing and distorting the Bible to fit my own desires. I just truly believe that the woman described in Proverbs 31 is concerned with more than how her family looks. After all, from what we've learned so far, we can tell that she is modest and sensible, trustworthy and cares for the needs of her family, diligent and hardworking, desiring to serve her family. And I can't imagine a woman who is all those things would also prioritize her own or her family's physical appearance over other things. Now, I do believe she would want everyone to look neat and orderly when applicable, but she would be more concerned with function over form, don't you think? I think the main lesson to glean from this passage is that we are to plan ahead and be prepared for our climate, seasons, etc. I live in Canada where we have 4 distinct seasons. In the winter we have a lot of snow, so part of my preparations for the season includes making sure our winter gear is still suitable, that it fits well, it doesn't have any holes, all the mittens have a pair if applicable, and so on. It also includes keeping an eye on the weather forecast for any potential storms because we risk losing power. That means we would not be able to get water or cook using our kitchen stove, so I make sure we have our emergency water jugs filled and lots of wood available for cooking on the wood stove. This has happened many times, and it always helps to be prepared. Do you know why the Proverbs 31 woman isn't afraid of the snow? She trusts God and knows that He will take care of her and her household, but she does not only rely on blind faith, she does her part. To quote an old phrase, she's using the brains that God gave her. And she knows that she has done what she can to be prepared. I realize not everybody listening to this may live in a climate with snow or very harsh weather at all. And right now it's the middle of May where I live, so the weather has warmed up a fair bit. But I think even if we don't live in cold, snowy, or even extreme climates, this verse can still teach us that we should be prepared for whatever weather and possible storms or situations like that are applicable for our specific region. I know this was a pretty short video, so that's a little bit of a change from my other videos, but I think even though it's short, there's still a lot we can learn. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. And do keep in mind that I never claim to be a biblical scholar or an expert or anything like that. These videos are just my own interpretations and what I have learned from studying Proverbs 31. At the end of this video, there will be a link to the other videos in the playlist if you haven't caught those, so I do suggest checking them out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.